Hey everybody, welcome to class today. Today is our final day of our inversions journey. So today we're going to put everything together and do a whole bunch of different inversions without a wall. So taking together everything we've learnt so far. If you like these classes, please remember to like and subscribe and check us out on Instagram or head over to my blog. We're going to start today in downward facing dog. So start here in your downward facing dog, evenly grounding through the palms, bending generously through the knees to start with to lengthen through the back body. And taking a few nice deep breaths in and out through the nose, filling up the back body. And then as you're ready, keeping the length through the spine, start to send the heels towards the floor any amount. And take 3 more breaths here, sending the sit bones to the sky. And then look towards your hands. Inhale, shift yourself forward to plank. Shoulders are over the wrists, strongly engaged through the legs. Through the legs. And then lengthen through the spine. And take a few more breaths here. And then as you inhale, take the hips up and back to downward dog. And we'll take a couple of rounds of plank waves, inhaling through to plank. And then exhaling back to downward dog. And take a few at your own pace, starting to warm up through the shoulders and the wrists. And take one more and meet back in your downward facing dog. Take an inhale, sweep the right leg up towards the sky. And then draw back through the left hip to even off the pelvis. Gently draw the right shoulder down in line with the left. And then inhale, shift forward to a single-legged plank. And hold here for a few breaths. Again, evening off through the pelvis. All 5 toes point down towards the floor on that right foot. And we'll take a couple of plank waves here just on the left foot. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale to plank. And take a few more at your own pace. You can always come back to both feet on the floor if that's better suited for your body. And then coming back to downward dog, dropping the right foot in line with the left foot. And then we'll take the left foot up towards the sky on an inhale, 3-legged dog. And then draw the right hip back in line with the left to square off the pelvis. Inhale it forward to single leg plank on the left, lengthening through both sides of the torso. And then take a few plank waves on this side, taking it at the pace of your own breath. This is a lot of work on the wrists to start with, so if you need to take a break or even come down to your elbows, feel free to do so. And then come forward into plank, drop both feet, shift forward, hug the elbows close, and lower all the way down to the belly. Run the hands back down by the sides, palms face up. Plant the feet hips distance apart. Inhale, peel the shoulder heads off, peel the chest off, cobra. Shalabhasana. Exhale, roll it down. 2 more like this. This time on your inhale, the arms float as well. Exhale it down. And then this time everything lifts, hands, chest, feet. And we hold, sending the hands to the back of the room, sending the legs long. Take one more inhale. Keep the legs floating. Exhale, plant the hands underneath the shoulders for Bhujangasana Cobra pose. Drop the feet. Inhale, shine the sternum forward a little bit more. And then exhale, roll it down. Keep the hands here for Cobra or take them back underneath the elbows for Upward Dog. And as you inhale, shine the chest forward, either keeping the elbows bent or straightening through the arms for Upward Dog. And then exhale, rolling over the feet to Downward Facing Dog. Take an inhale here, exhale. Inhale, shift it forward to plank. And then exhale, dropping one hand at a time to elbow plank. Fire up through the legs, send the sternum forward. And take a few breaths here, gazes directly down between the thumbs. And then start to walk the feet in towards the elbows for dolphin pose. Sending the chest back towards the thighs, bending the knees as much as you need to, evenly grounding down through the palms. And then inhale, send the right leg up. Exhale, draw the knee towards the nose. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale to bend it in. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Take the right leg down. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale it up. Exhale, draw it in. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, three-legged dolphin. Exhale, both feet down. Take one more breath here. Really lengthen through the upper body. And then step one foot back at a time. Forearm plank. And slowly with control, sink the hips down. Coming into Sphinx pose. Elbows are underneath the shoulders. Elbows are drawing towards the back of the room as the chest shines towards the front. And you can feel free to take some neck stretches here or maybe some half neck rolls if that feels okay in your body. And then tucking under the toes, inhale here. Exhale, lift the knees, forearm plank. And then one hand at a time, come back up to plank. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Look towards the top of the mat and slowly start to walk yourself all the way to the top, taking your time. And then taking a bend in the knees, opposite hand to opposite elbow. Fold forward in Uttanasana. Gently swaying from side to side, releasing the lower back. And then keeping the clasp on the elbows, you're going to generously bend the knees and think of the tailbone dropping towards the floor first as you stack the spine, segment by segment, slowly rolling all the way up to standing. And then releasing your hands, inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, side bend to the right. One more each side. Inhale through center. Exhale, hands to chest. Interlace the fingers. Inhale, send the hands out in front of you at shoulder height. And then exhale, relax the tops of the shoulders away from the ears. Draw the ribs, the frontal ribs towards each other. And as you inhale, think of lifting through the back ribs as you start to reach the arms up and overhead as far as you can without losing that connection of the frontal ribs. Thinking long through the front and the back bodies. And then take an inhale here, keeping the interlace. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale to the right. Inhale through center. One more each side. Inhale through center. Exhale, fold. We'll take it into some sun salutations. Inhale, step the right leg back. Exhale, plank. Hold the breath, lower to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, dog. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left. Exhale, plank. Hold and lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, dog. Inhale, left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise. Exhale. Inhale, right. Exhale. Hold and lower. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left. Exhale. Hold and lower. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right. Exhale. Hold and lower. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left. Exhale. Hold and lower. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left. Exhale. Inhale. Last round. Exhale. Inhale, right. Exhale. Hold and lower. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left. Exhale. Hold and lower. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Bend the knees, circle the arms. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, sink a little lower. Inhale, bring the hands to shoulder height. Interlace the fingers the non-dominant way and send the palms out towards the front of the room. And just like you did when you were in Tadasana, start to reach the arms up and overhead, lengthening through the back body, but keeping the connection through the front body. Feeling the length come from the sides of the arms as if you could elongate your lats. Take 3 more breaths here. Keep the knees over the ankles, sinking the hips back. And then exhale, forward fold, release the hands. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine, bring the arms off to capital T. Exhale to fold. This time as you inhale, lengthen the arms out in front of you. Exhale to fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, bring the hands behind you, interlace the hands. Inhale, broaden through the shoulders. Exhale, sink the hips a little lower. Opening up through the chest, through the upper back. And take one more inhale here. Exhale, shift the weight to the right. Start to hover, to the left. Start to hover the right foot and then tilt yourself forward into Warrior 3 on the left, using the hands on the sacrum as a guide to gently guide your hips even. And sending the chest forward. Maybe lifting the hands. And then maybe starting to dive forward into a standing split, bringing the interlace up and overhead. Inhale, back through Warrior 3, strong through the left leg. And then exhale, start to bend both knees, chair pose. Inhale, lengthen through the chest. Exhale, fold forward, releasing the hands. Inhale, lengthen, hands up the shins. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lengthen, arms to capital T. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lengthen, arms reach overhead. Exhale to fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, interlace the non-dominant way. Inhale, widen through the collarbones. Exhale, sink a little deeper. So if you're really tight in through your upper back, don't try and look directly forward and crank the neck. Look slightly down, that's more than fine. Keep your neck in line with whatever the rest of your spine is doing. Start to shift the weight to the right as you send the left leg back, Warrior 3 on the right hand side. Again, using the hands on the sacrum to gently direct the hips to parallel. Maybe float the hands off the lower back. And stay or start to tilt yourself forward, maybe bringing the hands up and overhead. Inhale, strong through the right leg, come back through Warrior 3. And then as you exhale, plant the left foot, chair pose. Take one more inhale here, and then exhale, fold forward, releasing the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank. Bring the feet together, take an inhale, and then as you exhale, rotate onto the right side, Vashisthasana. Feel free to modify with the bottom knee dropped or the feet staggered. Keeping that top hip stacking on top of the bottom. Bringing symmetry into both sides of the body. And take one more inhale here. And then exhale, bring yourself through center. Plant the left hand, side plank on the left. And bring it back through center. Take an inhale here, and then exhale, one arm at a time. Drop to the elbows. Bring the feet together. Inhale, and then exhale, forearm side plank to the right. Same principles apply here. Gently drawing that right shoulder blade down the back. And then bring it back through center. Take an inhale and then exhale. Side plank on the left forearm. Bring it back through center. Take an inhale here. Exhale, slowly lower the hips into Sphinx pose. Inhale, draw the chest forward. Exhale. Inhale, tuck under the toes. Exhale, lift the knees. And then start to walk the feet back in towards the elbows for dolphin pose. Again, bending the knees as much as you need to. Inhale, sweep the right leg up, and then this time as you exhale, you're going to open the knee up towards the sky, and you have the option, you can stay on both forearms, or you can start to prop yourself up onto the right hand and allow yourself a little bit more space in through the right side body. If you came onto the right hand, slowly lower the elbow, lower the right leg. Inhale, sweep the left leg up, start to open the knee towards the sky. Stay here, or lift the left elbow coming onto the left hand, allowing a bit more space. And then slowly lowering foot and elbow to the floor. You're going to take the feet back a little bit longer than what you would for plank. Start to straighten the arms as you lower the hips and come into seal pose. So if this is not comfortable in your body, just come back to Sphinx pose, just allowing a little bit more of an opening in through the upper back. And keep pressing down actively through the feet, and bringing the extension into the upper spine, not the lower spine. And then exhale, release down to the floor. Plant the hands underneath the shoulders, elbows coming close, tuck the toes. Inhale, lift the knees. Exhale, hover chaturanga. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take the feet about a foot step forward and together. Look towards the hands. And then shift yourself forward up onto your toes. Make sure that you can get your your shoulders over your wrists. Bend the knees, come back into a little froggy squat. And we're going to take 5 hops towards the front of the mat, landing in your froggy squat each time. And then on your last one, make your way all the way to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale to standing. Beautiful. We're going to move through Surya Namaskar B with a humble warrior. We'll take it slow to start. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step, walk, float, handstand back to downward dog, however you want to get there. Look towards the hands, step the right leg forward. Drop the back foot for warrior 1, heel to heel. Inhale, raise up, warrior 1. And we'll hold for 5 breaths in this first one, setting up our blueprint. Gently drawing back through the right hip, strongly grounding through the left foot and growing tall through the torso. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale, broaden through the collarbones. And then as you exhale, fold forward, humble warrior. Either folding over the right thigh or to the inside. Hands reaching up and overhead. Keeping strongly engaged through the back leg. Inhale, raise up, warrior one. Exhale, take it through a vinyasa or take it straight to downward dog. Look towards the hands, step the left foot forward, set up for warrior one. Inhale, warrior one. Hold this first one for 5 breaths. The more you angle that back foot in, the easier it is to get the hips and the ribs to face the front of the mat. Take an inhale, reach a little longer. Exhale, interlace the non-dominant way behind the back. Inhale to broaden the collarbones. And then exhale, fold over the top or to the inside of the front leg. And when you bring the arms up and overhead, make sure you're not just bunching the shoulders by the ears. Really try and think of drawing those shoulder heads wide and open. That might mean you can't come as far. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, with or without a vinyasa, to downward dog. Look towards the top of the mat. Step walk, or I encourage you to float, slowing down the transition. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale to stand. To the breath, inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step walk or float. Inhale, up dog cobra. Exhale, down dog. Right leg steps. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, interlace. Inhale, broaden the collarbones. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, vinyasa or not, we'll meet in down dog. Step the left foot. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, non-dominant grip. Inhale, broaden. Exhale, fold. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, vinyasa or not, to downward dog. Inhale in your downward dog. Exhale, step walk, float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale to stand. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Right leg. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, with or without a vinyasa, downward dog. Left leg. Inhale. Exhale, non-dominant grip. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, with or without a vinyasa. Look to the top of the mat, step walk or float. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale to stand. Feet hips distance apart. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Lift the right foot, slip the left hand underneath, palm up, and then same on the left foot. Padahastasana. Relaxing through the neck, pressing down through the feet as you gently traction the wrists up. Taking as much of a bend in the knees as you need to. And then lifting the feet. You're going to take the palms face down and the fingers are going to face towards your heels now. So you might need to bend your knees a little bit more to get the palms flat to the floor. And then you can stay here, or you can start to bend the elbows towards the knees, starting to get a bit of a stretching through the fronts of the forearms. And relaxing the head. Slowly releasing. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, shift the weight to the left. Exhale, hover the right foot. Shift it forward into warrior three. Take an inhale. Exhale, standing split. Take the right hand down, start to bend through the right knee and open it up towards the chest. And then stay here, both hands on the ground, or start to reach the left hand back for the right foot if you can find it. Maybe you grab a hold, and then maybe you start to kick the foot into the hand as you start to bring the knee up towards the ceiling and start to rotate over towards the right. Hold for a few breaths. And then slowly start to release the foot if you have a hold. Plant both hands. Come up onto the fingertips. And then as you inhale in a standing split, start to shift the weight onto the toes of the left foot. And then exhale, flatten the foot. Inhale, shift forward up onto the toes of the foot. Exhale. Take two more like this, trying to keep even through the hips. And then plant the hands, bend the left knee, and take a few handstand hops, maybe catching some hang time, and eventually hopping your way back into downward dog. And take one more, and then we all meet in downward dog. Inhale here. Exhale, drop one or both elbows at the same time. And then start to look forward. Chest leads the way. You're going to snake forward into chaturanga. Up dog. Exhale, down dog. So we'll do that a couple more times because it's a tricky transition. It's kind of like a dive bomber. So inhale in downward dog. Exhale, drop the elbows. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, start to look forward, shift the chest forward, bend the elbows, chaturanga into up dog. Exhale, down dog. One more. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, drop to the elbows. Inhale here. And then exhale, start to shift forward onto the hands. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, raise the right leg. So now we're going to reverse those handstand hops. We're going to make our way back to the top of the mat. So take as many as you would like. Maybe catch some hang time.
And then we'll all meet at the top of the mat, just indulging in the fact that I managed to finally stick a handstand. Get excited. Inhale, come into chair pose. Exhale, sink a little lower. Shift the weight to the right leg. Bring the left knee in. Inhale, and then exhale, shift it forward to warrior three. Inhale here. Exhale, start to fold forward into standing split. Start to open up through the left knee to the sky, rotating the body slightly to the left, and then stay here or start to reach the right hand back for the left foot in space. Sometimes it's a bit hard to find. And if you catch a hold, then kick the foot into the hand, rotating the knee up towards the sky as you dip the chest lower. You might be able to get your head all the way to your shin. And then slowly releasing the grip on the foot if you have it. Come up onto the fingertips. So in a standing split on the fingertips, start to shift the weight into the fingers. Raise up onto the toes, inhale. And then exhale, shift the weight back into the foot. And take a few more like that, just playing around with the weight shift on the fingertips. Trying to keep the wrists in neutral. And then flattening through the palms. Same thing on this side. Take as many handstand hops as you want, and we'll all meet eventually back in downward dog. And if you're not there already, join us in downward dog. And we take that funky transition again. So inhale in downward dog. Exhale, drop the elbows. Inhale here. Exhale, snake the chest forward. Chaturanga to up dog. Exhale, downward dog. One more like that. Inhale here. Exhale to the elbows. Start to look forward. Snake the upper body forward. Maybe both elbows don't come off at the same time. Exhale, back to downward dog. So this time we're going to do it without dropping the elbows. So inhale here. And then exhale, start to bend the elbows, but don't drop them to the floor. Chest grazes the floor. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. So this is, I do believe it's called a dive bomber. So inhale here. Exhale, start to bend the elbows back. Take the chest forward. Go as slow as you can. And then burst the chest forward into upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. One more like that. Take it at your own pace. Drop the knees if you need to. And then walk the hands to the back of the mat briefly. And just come into a forward fold, bending the knees as much as you need to, releasing the lower back. And then walking the hands forward back into your downward dog. We'll reverse those handstand hops again. So inhale the left leg up. And then play around with jumping yourself as many times as you want to the top of the mat. Maybe catching some hang time. And then pause the video if you want to. Otherwise, we're all going to meet in a forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale to stand. Inhale, chair. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step, walk, float. Make your way to downward dog, however you want to get there. You can add a crow pose if you want to. Inhale, sweep the right leg up. Exhale, open the hip. Stay or keep traveling, bringing the right foot down to the floor. The right hand lifts, wild thing. And then just as slow as you came in, reversing the movement back to three-legged dog. Inhale, exhale, step the right hand in between the feet. Line up for warrior two. Inhale, warrior two. Take an exhale here to sink a little deeper. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, right hand to the inside of the right leg, opening up through the hip. And you can stay here, or if a bind is in your practice, you can take your left hand behind the back, looping the right arm underneath, coming into the bind. If you've got the bind, inhale, release. Exhale here. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, parallel the feet. Keep the hands at capital T. Inhale. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale to re-lengthen the spine, and then exhale, folding all the way down, grabbing either ankles or hooking the peace fingers around the big toes. If you want to play around with tripod headstand, plant the hands shoulder distance apart, bend into your chaturanga arms, bring the crown of the head to the floor, and then come up onto the toes to start with, and then float as slowly as you can to a hover, and then lower the toes. Float a little higher, and then lower the toes. And then this time float all the way up, straddling the feet. And taking about 3 more breaths wherever you're at. If you're upside down, slowly straddle the legs. Bring the legs halfway down to hover. Bring the feet together in a hover. Back to a straddle. And then set the feet down, working a little bit of control and strength. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, skandasana to the front of the mat, bending into the right leg. Plant the right hand, and then inhale, just open up through the left. And then bringing yourself back to center. Maybe hands down the mat, maybe hands come to heart center. Scoot yourself over to the back of the mat. Plant the left hand, inhale, open up that right side body. So inversions are super stimulating, so taking the time in between just to bring the heart rate down, bring the breath back down. Bring the hands to heart center, or of course keep them on the floor. Make your way back to the top of the mat. And low lunge at the top of the mat. Inhale, sweep the right arm open, and then stay here in your twist, or step it back for side plank, maybe with the right leg floating. And then your choice, take it back to plank with or without a vinyasa. Make your way to downward dog. Inhale, sweep the left leg up. Exhale, open up through the hips, sending the knee up towards the sky. Stay here or continue traveling the left foot slowly down to the floor as you lift the left hand, coming into wild thing. Just as slowly as you came in, come out, bringing the left hand to the floor. Back to three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, step the left foot forward, line yourself up for warrior two. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, sink a little deeper. And then inhale, reverse your warrior, lengthening the side body. Exhale, side angle with the hand on the inside of the foot. Opening up through the chest, lengthening through the spine. And you could choose to stay here, or if you've got a bind in your practice, reach the right hand behind the back, left arm underneath the leg, grabbing for a bind. Maybe you use a strap. Wherever you are, keeping the chest nice and open, the spine nice and long. Inhale, release your bind. Exhale here. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, parallel the feet. Take an inhale here. Exhale, hands to the hips this time. Inhale, broaden through the collarbones. Exhale, fold halfway forward. Inhale. Exhale, fold it all the way forward. Choose to keep your hands on your hips with your elbows drawing towards each other, or again, feel free to come into a tripod headstand, or you could come into a clasped headstand. Spider in my hair. If you're coming into headstand, I again encourage you to take it slowly. So bring yourself up onto your toes, and then maybe this time walk your feet together so that you start in a pike. I'll come side on so that you can see that. So have your toes together and then start to float the feet off, and then keeping the legs straight, pike them all the way up to the ceiling. This takes a lot of abdominal control, a lot of strength. And you could stay in your headstand if that's where you're playing, or work around with hovering the feet back down by the floor and then piking them back up again. And maybe a few more times, maybe you straddle the feet out and sweep them just above the floor, piking them back up. Take one more breath wherever you are. If you're in your headstand, slowly either piking or straddling the feet back down to the mat. And we'll all meet in a wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, come all the way to standing. Sorry, I got that wrong. Come into a skandasana on the left leg. Opening up through the left hip, right toes to the sky. And then bring the hands to heart center. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bring it to the front of the mat. Inhale. Exhale to the left. Inhale. Exhale to the right. And then one more to take you back to that left foot. And then rotating on to the left foot. Come into your low lunge. Inhale, sweep the left arm up. Stay in the twist, or maybe come into a side plank, hovering the left leg. Always an option. And then with or without a vinyasa, making your way into downward dog. And then shifting forward, dropping the knees. We're just going to take a brief child's pose before we move on to the next little flow. And then coming back up, we're going to start in dolphin pose, and we're going to start in a bound dolphin pose. So bring opposite hand to opposite elbow, and then interlace your fingers like a little basket, as if you're going to come into headstand. And then start by coming into forearm plank, and then walking the feet in so that you're in dolphin. Take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, look beyond the fingers, and you're just going to tap the nose to the mat in front of the hands. Inhale it back. If you can't get that far, that's fine. Just come as far as you can. We're going for 5, so this is 2, 3, 4, 5. And then set the knees down. Take a brief child's pose. And then set yourself up once again for bound headstand pose. And then this time you can either choose to come to dolphin. Well, we're all starting in dolphin, so come into dolphin, and you can choose to stay here or take the crown of the head to the floor. Start to walk the feet in, and then you're going to take your right heel to the bum and then the left heel to the bum. And then you're just going to hold. And then you're going to straighten the knees so that they're parallel to the mat. And then bend the heels into the bum. Straighten the knees parallel to the mat. Bend them in. One more. Bend them in and then stay or start to send the feet up towards the sky, coming into headstand. And then you can choose to stay here, or I invite you to play with maybe hugging the knees in towards the chest and then sending them back up, or hovering the feet above the ground. I'll leave you in silence for about 9 more breaths. Do what your body is calling for you. And then you can choose to stay for longer, otherwise slowly drawing the knees in towards the chest. Hover here, and then with control set the feet down and take a child's pose for about 5 breaths. And slowly rolling yourself up to sit on your knees. We're going to take a little twist before we come into pincher. So you're just going to stay sitting on your knees. Take your hands to your heart center. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to twist as far as you can to the left. And then you can choose to stay here, or you can take the right hand to the outside of the left knee and take the left hand to the outside of the right foot and gently draw yourself a little deeper into the twist. And then unwinding yourself, take your hands back to the heart. Inhale yourself nice and tall. And then exhale, twist yourself over to the right. Staying here, taking the left hand to the right knee, the right hand to the left foot. I don't know if this has an actual official name, but I find that it feels pretty good. And then slowly release. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to go for Pincha Mayurasana, forearm stand. Full disclosure, I cannot do this pose. But that's fine. That's why we're here. We're working towards it. So I encourage you to try these poses without a wall, even if you can't do them, because it really builds your strength and your confidence. So set yourself up as you would for headstand, opposite hand to opposite elbow. Hands are going to be like railroad tracks, forearms parallel, palms spread, and then bring yourself up into dolphin pose. So you might stay here and you might just work with shifting the weight forwards and backs between the feet and between the forearms. You might start to raise the right leg and come up onto the left toes, and same thing, shift the weight forward and back. Otherwise, start to look between the forearms, bend the left leg, and then just as you would for handstand, start to hop yourself just in little hops. Maybe catch a balance. Maybe stack it. And then once you've had enough, come down into child's pose. Take a few breaths to reset for the other side. Note to self, make sure that your water bottle is out of the way before you try this. And then we'll try it on the other side. So set yourself up again. Get all your stuff out of the way in case you land on it. Opposite hand to opposite elbow, hands like railroad tracks. Come up into dolphin. And this time we'll lead with the left leg. So taking the left leg up towards the ceiling. Maybe just play around with coming up onto the toes and shifting the weight. Maybe you start to bend through the right leg, looking between the elbows and taking a few hops. And then once you've had enough, make your way back into child's pose. So after all your inversions, always really important to take a child's pose to calm the nervous system. And then slowly start to walk yourself up. Cross over your ankles and come into a simple seated position. We're going to take one more twist before we make our way into shoulder stand. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. And then exhale, take the right hand to the left knee and twist. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. And then exhale, left hand, right knee. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. Make your way to the top of the mat. Plant the feet hips distance apart, reach the arms in front of you, take an inhale, and then exhale, slowly roll yourself all the way onto the back. So you've got a couple of options here. If you don't like to practice shoulder stand, you can just lay on your back with the feet up towards the sky, maybe resting up against the wall. Otherwise, you're going to take the hands down by the sides, plant the palms, start to draw the knees in towards you, push into the hands, and with the control of your belly, start to tuck the knees towards the chest, lift the hips off, and then start to send the feet up and overhead, coming into plow pose. So the knees can be bent if you need the knees to be bent. They don't have to be straight. Your feet might be able to touch the floor. You want the weight to be slightly in the back of your head, but mostly in your shoulders. Take the hands to the lower back, scooch the elbows in, and then with the support of your hands, start to take the legs up towards the sky, shifting the feet over the hips over the shoulders, and you can use your hands to crawl up your back towards your ribs. The chin is gently tucked towards the chest, but not jammed, and make sure you keep your head neutral in this pose. You can choose to stay here longer, Otherwise, start to bend the knees and bring the knees around the outsides of the ears for ear pressure pose. You can keep your hands on your lower back, or if it's comfortable for you, you can wrap your hands around the back of your knees, grabbing opposite elbows. And then taking the hands back to the lower back, start to straighten out the knees for plow pose. If your feet can touch the floor, then you can take your hands to the floor. And then slowly start to, keeping the knees together, start to bend the knees back in towards the chest. Take the hands down to the floor and slowly with control roll segment by segment down the spine. And then straighten out the legs, prop up onto the elbows and bring the crown of the head to the floor for fish pose, pointing the feet strongly down towards the floor. And then you can stay here, or you can float the feet up to a 45-degree angle. And stay here, or you can reach the arms up at a 45-degree angle. Stay for 5 more breaths. Bring the elbows back down. Use them to lift the head off. Gently tuck the chin to the chest and come to lay on the back. And you might be comfortable coming straight into Shavasana from here. Otherwise, we're going to take a gentle spinal twist, bringing the feet to mat's distance apart, the arms off to capital T. Exhale, the knees both come to the left. And then bring yourself through center, knees come over to the right. Knees come through center. Gently hug the knees in towards the chest, maybe rocking from side to side. And then make your way into your final resting pose. Wherever you are, turning the palms up towards the sky. Taking a nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Please stay as long as you have time for. Today, as you go forward, may you have confidence in your mind, strength in your words, courage in your heart. Namaste.